Welcome to From Betrayal to Breakthrough, and here is a mini dose of Dr. Debi where I'm sharing tips, suggestions, strategies, and sometimes just motivation to have you move past your betrayal once and for all. So I did a video a while ago on a topic called post-betrayal transformation. Got a lot of questions, so I want to clarify some stuff. What is post-betrayal transformation? Well, that was one of the 3 discoveries that were made during my PhD study on betrayal. And originally I was studying something called post-traumatic growth. And for those who aren't familiar, post-traumatic growth is sort of like, I look at it like the upside of trauma. How any trauma, death of a loved one, disease, natural disaster, something like that, leaves you with a new awareness, insight, perspective you didn't have. But I had been through death of a loved one and I had been through disease. And I was like, nope. Betrayal feels so different for me. I didn't want to assume that everyone else felt the same way. So I asked all my study participants, if you've been through other traumas besides betrayal, does it feel different for you? Unanimously, they said, oh my gosh, it's so different. And here's why. Because it feels so intentional, we take it so personally. Think about it, that the entire self is shattered. Rejection, abandonment, belonging, confidence, worthiness, trust. If you lose someone you love, for example, you grieve, you're sad, you mourn the loss. Life will never be the same, but you don't question your sanity. You don't lose your ability to trust. You may not feel rejected, right? Betrayal is a complete and total shattering of the self. So it didn't quite qualify as post-traumatic growth. It was like, yeah, you need to rebuild your life, but you also need to rebuild the self. So I coined a new term, post-betrayal transformation. That's the complete and total rebuild of your life and yourself after an experience with betrayal. So is it different from other types of traumas? Yes, it is. That's not to say what's better, what's worse. They all stink. But betrayal gives you the opportunity to create a version of you that never would have had the opportunity to exist and be created had that experience not happened. And if you ask me, that's trauma well served. Before we dive into today's episode, we have exciting news for our incredible audience. Brace yourselves for an empowering journey of healing and self-growth this September with our upcoming 21-day forgiveness journey. For 21 days, we'll be sharing insightful stories and powerful strategies to help you master the art of forgiveness. We get it, forgiveness can be tough, but remember, it's the key to breaking free from the chains of resentment and pain. And it's just a word until you do it. So let's make it happen together. Make these 21 days some of the most transformative of your life, and let's turn forgiveness into a shared, uplifting journey. Sign up at thepbtinstitute.com/forgiveness and grab your handy tracker that we'll be using daily. We're thrilled to take this journey with you. Repeat betrayals happen not because it's your fault, because it's your opportunity. There's a profound lesson needing to be learned. Maybe it is, that you are lovable, worthy, deserving. You need better boundaries in place, whatever it is for you in particular. Until and unless you get that, you're going to have opportunities in the form of people to teach you. So I was working with one of our members yesterday who realized that she had a betrayal from her mom. Never really understood or took a deep look into why, what was going on with that, or did the work to clean that up, and carried the same beliefs and behaviors into her marriage. So now here she is married for a really long time and realizing that she always put herself last. She never took her needs seriously, never stuck up for herself, never prioritized herself, like all these kinds of things. And she's ready to do it. Now, this is a big thing. This is a big thing for a few reasons. It's going to be the end of that set of beliefs, behaviors, patterns, all of that. And it's also going to shake up the people around her. Why? They got very used to her a certain way. That's one of the reasons why people will not speak up, will not change. They'll keep doing the same thing and keep having repeat betrayals because it's actually, in their mind, easier to stay with the familiar pain than face the shakeup and the whatever's going to come down because they speak up. So if that's you, think about if you're doing this. Are you not speaking up, not taking your own needs seriously, whatever it is, because you're afraid of shaking up and upsetting the people around you? Well, who are you upsetting, right? So you'd rather upset you than shake up everybody around you. We write the script for how people treat us. So if you've written a script that needs to be rewritten, it's okay.
but you also need help to do it. Don't do this alone. It's a tremendous amount of work. So check out my resources. We have so many ways to help you within the PBT Institute. This is all we do all day, but you can change and become that version of you that's just waiting to be created and discovered. Hope that helps. I was working with one of our new members and he said, I don't even know what trust feels like anymore. It's been so long, so many years that his wife has been just lying and deceitful and everything. And I said, well, how do you feel when you're in nature? I feel really good. How do you feel when you're with little kids? Good. They're really fun. How do you feel when you're with animals? I feel great. You know why? Because they're honest. It's truth. That's what truth and trust feels like. There's no deception. There's no pretending that there's something that they're not or someone that they're not. They're just authentic and real. So if you want to know what trust feels like, comparing it to what you may have gotten used to, get back out there in nature. Look at a baby, playing and giggling, or little kids playing together, or just playing with animals. And that's trust. And that's what trust looks like. And when you compare it to what you may be thinking trust feels like now, you'll see that there may be this really big discrepancy between what you think is trust and what trust actually feels like. Hope that helps.
You need the right tools, support, and the right community to move through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. And we have all that within the PBT Institute. So join us at the PBT, as in post-betrayal transformation, thepbtinstitute.com. There's a version of you who's so confident, healthy, peaceful, and happy on the other end of your healing, and we can't wait to help you get there. We got you. Thanks for listening, and here's to your breakthrough.